doing something. There you go.
Hello and welcome to Survivors with a Purpose radio show. I'm Monica.
And I'm Toya.
And together we are S.W.A.P Radio. I just wanted to say that so bad. Anyway. Okay, you guys. So listen, if this is your first time checking us out, okay. Survivors with a Purpose mission is to encourage, motivate, and serve as a support system for our community. Flat out. Okay. If you have a story and you want to come on here and share it, we need you to be transparent when coming on. You have to be willing to share your story because our viewers don't know it. We also ask that you share your story with us prior to coming on to the show. So to be a guest, you can send an email to theswapradioshow@gmail.com, or you can inbox the page on IG, which is the S.W.A.P Radio Show. Or you can, those are the best places, I should say, to be, requesting a chance to come on, an opportunity to come on, share your story, to possibly help others.
Right.
To follow my personal page, you can follow Monica WLS and the number 2.
You're not going to say that almost? I'm sorry.
That's it. It's on you now.
Okay.
You follow your social media, honey.
You can follow me on Facebook at Latoya Johns Bay and Instagram at Bedroom Candy by Toya. And this episode... Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Did you give all of it?
Yeah, I only have 2.
Everything? Oh, yeah.
I only have 2.
Okay.
Yes.
We're going to talk about bedroom candy one day, y'all. Okay?
Yes.
But,
Yes. Okay. So our sponsors today, this episode is sponsored by Taz and Dime. They have a couple YouTube channel. A new video drops every Tuesday and Thursday. Check them out. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. When the tables have turned and you're in a different chair. So let's go on. Keep it moving. Keep this train going. Today's topic is none other than, our special guest is none other than author Jamise Lyell.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes. Baltimore City Public Schools at work. We share her story today about the death of her son and how she's coping. We will discuss both her books, God Kept Me, and I Am Hope. I Can Smile and I Will Be Great. Okay, yes.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
Listen, y'all, please bear with her. Okay, y'all see her under pressure.
Yes.
Take a deep breath. Okay. There you go. Listen, you're going to get it together. We're going to get you to do
this
this
is practice run. Yes.
Okay. But before we bring, I'm sorry, but before we bring the author on, okay, we want to discuss the issue in Baltimore City.
Oh, my.
With some of y'all children. If you're watching and you have a child in Baltimore City.
Right.
Then you know what I'm talking about. The children has become a problem. Okay? Going down to the Inner Harbor, whether it's White Marsh. I see they had caused a problem in White Marsh. They've also been at East Point. The high school parties off the chain. After that, they want to fight. The carnival out East Point, they want to fight.
Close that down.
So the latest incident was at the Inner Harbor. Is that right? I'm sorry. The latest problem was at the Inner Harbor. And apparently these children were doing all kinds of things, from just randomly hitting someone to snatching purses, picking a child out the crowd and fighting that one person, as we would say, banking that one person. And it's just ridiculous. So I watched someone show, and I also listened to your current mayor. Yeah, I said your mayor. You Baltimoreans, I'm not a city resident, so I can say that.
Oh, okay.
Your mayor. They seem, the mayor definitely seems, to be solely pointing the finger to the parents. I think they do, have to accept some of the liability for that. However, I always see people say, oh, the rec centers. Oh, my God. If they open the rec center. Listen, your child don't want to be in a rec center. I'm sorry. Your high school child does not want to be in the rec center. And when they say that, I'm be confused because me and my children. How many years ago was that? Oh, yeah, that is definitely what they said. And that's my response, though. How many years ago was that? However,
89.
However, I didn't realize how many rec centers are still open. Kim, who that does Zumba, she was one of the people for our event. She goes around to different recs doing Zumba. So tell me the recs are not open. I'm confused. Me and my children were in marching bands. We practiced out of a rec. I saw a basketball team there. I see football. What recs are not open? Do you want every single rec to be open? Or you're saying that there's absolutely no recs open? Which one is it? But them children don't want to be in a rec if they down there just randomly beating on people.
They got idle time. It's just too much. I can speak for myself. All three of my sons. Well, my last baby, he's still in the rec. So I have no answer to that question. Oh. I'm trying to figure out.
I'm like, what you want? Where we going with this? Wait a minute.
I'm saying because he's in two different recs. So I have it's up to
that. He's in two different recs, which means at least those two recs are open. So what recs are they saying are closed?
It's really up to the parents. Like, get them involved or be involved with something is not clicking in that household.
So hold on, because here we go, getting ready to blame households. Hold on that. Okay. Because, and this is one example that I gave, a child could come from two children, same household.
The same household.
One is a successful career person and the other one is a career criminal.
Exactly.
So, at this point, I'm not willing to put all the blame on the parents.
I didn't say that.
Because I didn't. Who said you said that, man?
Go ahead.
Okay. So at some point, children, like I know myself, when I decided to go do what I did to end up a teen mother, it had nothing to do with my mother. It had or my father. Because I had both of my parents my entire life. My parents have been together, and I am 41. I have siblings older than me. My parents have always been together. We've grown up with a two-parent household. However, we all, some doing this, some doing that. Nobody has been arrested. The rec centers were open then. I wasn't interested in no rec. I was trying to go see what this boy could give me. And apparently he gave me a baby, but I was I was a teen parent. What I mean? I was all like, oh, I'm not going to school today. Or shoot, I'm not going around that rec for that dance. I'm going up Emerson Village. I mean, that was a decision that I made. I think at some point children can make decisions. My daughter, one little girl she kept getting into it with at the school, her decision is to keep running away. Her and my daughter the same age. My daughter hasn't thought to run away.
Right.
Oh, I'm not happy home. I'm going to run away. Oh, I can't see this boy. I'm going to run away. I just say that at a certain age, they make decisions. She could very well make a decision tomorrow that she's going to run away. My point is, at a certain age, they need to be held accountable for the decisions that they make. The children that stole my van when they stole it, okay, they should be held accountable, but the financial part, of course, I can't sue a child, so it has to flip over to the parents.
To the parents, right. So,
yes, I'm going to sue you for what your child did, but it was his decision to go steal my daggone van. I really like that van. But anyway.
What happened? They totaled it?
They didn't total it. I got it back, and then some more kids stole it. I said,
Target.
I don't want it. I feel violated.
It was a Target.
So I got rid of it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was one of the number one stolen vehicles in Baltimore City. See, as long as I was in the city, they were stealing my vehicle.
My gosh.
Now that I'm out the city, I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. I did go there. But yeah, I just feel like some parents are to blame, but, like I said, watched some other people have this discussion, and you know, he was like, one guy was like, well, some kid, you know, their parents out doing drugs and they out doing, oh man, whatever. That's not always the case.
It's not.
Because when some parents, everybody can't work the first shift.
Right.
So then somebody has to work the second shift.
And the third.
And then we black. Listen, I don't know what the other races do, but when our children reach a certain age, oh, well, I don't need a babysitter. They can stay home by themselves. So now,
kids.
you know, it's like, oh, they sneaking out. One good thing I have noticed, the new alarm systems, you can watch what's going on in your house.
Yep.
You know, you get a notification if the door open.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another way to help, you know, deter your child.
I think it's Xfinity does that. Mm-hmm. Xfinity.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So like, even at the event, my daughter was like, yeah, because my mother don't let me go. No, but hold on. I'll let you go. And then when something pop off, I say, see.
That's why.
See. I need to know who you're going with. I need to know their parents. I need to know their parents. I need numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't want to go now. Well, don't. Don't matter to me. But I need to know, because if something happened, all I can say is, oh, she was with the girl that she go to school with. What's her name?
What's the girl name? Right.
See, I need to know all of that stuff.
Where they
What's
live.
her phone number? Oh, yep, they was at 555 Bug, get out of here. You know what I mean? I had to say that. Oh my God, so that was the street. Come on now. Y'all know what? Y'all know I make listen. We gonna laugh.
All right, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay, go ahead.
She not even right. She not even right. He gonna tell me go ahead.
All right.
Anyway, no, I'm serious. I mean, do you just blame it all on the parents? Or do you say it's all? Do you say it's all the parents' fault? What do you say? Pray for her. Whew. If you're watching this, please
forgive me. Hello, tangent jokes. Ain't nobody not to laugh. They're gonna fly.
She fly, don't bother me.
Exactly. To be a fly on the wall. Go ahead.
The fly is not on the wall. I ain't gonna you to answer the question. You can't stop laughing.
What was the question?
Girl, do you place all the blame on the parents when all this goes on, or do you expect for the child to be disciplined? And I feel like this. When we was growing up, the village could discipline the child. I think that's another problem. Don't say nothing to my child.
Don't do nothing to my child.
Your child just banged this woman and she didn't do anything to them.
Right. I'm trying to ignore that bug.
It's not a bug. It's a fly. Jesus. Shoe fly. Don't bother me.
At a certain age, well, everybody, I mean, it's decisions that you make. It's your choices. So if you choose to go out there and bang somebody, you get the consequences. The consequences.
Right? So no, what I'm saying is like, where does, because they keep like wanting to blame the parent. This starts at home. You know, you can be taught at home to be respectful, but when you go out, I know I did. I'd be the first to tell y'all, my mother will call, Lord, what's a good thing? She can't call right now, but she would.
Is it because
I was taught to be respectful, but I disrespected any teacher that thought they was going to disrespect me.
Yeah.
And I would get my little beating when I get home, but that was after the fact. I was going to say what I had to say.
Make that beating worth it.
Listen, it don't be worth it. It don't, but I'm not going to let nobody talk to me like I'm crazy.
But, okay, is it because of social media, you think?
Now?
How they want to post everything?
No, because nobody had their phones out. They was just down there acting crazy.
So how did the video come about?
It was from the video footage that was released was all from the police cam.
Okay.
And like the cameras around, you can see the kids like running. You saw one little boy ran to the police officer to get help.
Okay.
He ran, and then and one of the officers be working at my job, so he was like, "Come on, man." He was like, "No, I'm gonna go get them." No, he was like, "Come on, man. It's not that serious."
Okay.
Calming them down. And then one of the female officers noticed that they was going after one particular boy. And in the video, you can see the boy just walking. Mm-hmm. But they just came up and they just was hitting one after another was just hitting them.
Because when I came back into the room watching the news, I didn't know where the video came from.
Yeah,
so that's where it came from.
That was all of their cameras.
The cameras,
and
stuff.
Cameras downtown.
Oh, all right.
They wasn't out there like recording.
Trying to do it for the.
I don't know what's worse: the children that goes down there and go to these different places, or these squeegee boys. Because I saw that video too.
I used to help them, but now I don't help them no more. I don't know why them two men
got out the car. They ain't even squeegee boys no more. They squeegee men. They look like grown men, and they be like, I did see Wallow. I definitely watch. I'm a supporter. He said, respect they hustle. Because man, when you're not around, okay? Them same little boys, and let me tell you, I specifically said right at the corner of, what is that, Orleans and Enza? Mm-hmm. I said, no thank you, sweetheart. Mm-hmm. Oh, I got you. I said, no. Mm-hmm. I just got my car washed, baby. I'm okay. Mm-hmm. Don't do it. No, I'm going to do it anyway. I said not to do it. They need to understand.
No,
don't do it.
Right.
Then he goes, oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What's your number? Little boy.
Really? See.
Little boy.
I used to support them. And then when they became rude and ungodly, it was like, look, you just doing too much.
I'm going to support, and this is out of, listen, it's cute that they have the, well, let me do this. No, what am I getting for you doing that? A clean windshield? I have windshield wipers, sir. Listen, if y'all want to do something, okay? But I don't know where I'm looking. If you want to do something, get yourself, take your little money that you didn't make, cleaning the windows, go buy some sodas, go buy some waters. It's hot outside. Get yourself a cooler.
That's a good hustle.
Some ice. Put it in there. I will buy you soda. But I don't need you to clean my window because I can do it myself.
But the thing is how time has changed. It started with the young ones. Like the middle schoolers. And then the adults took over. Like, why are you taking over?
But see, they not all... they don't portray themselves as all adults. I think a lot of them are past that 17, 18. They
getting ready.
Facial hair. Out here trying to clean windows. You want to work at the car wash?
Go ahead.
Cause what is that? CM? What is China Mike? What is the thing? Yeah, CMM Mobile. Them people, they be hiring up. They.
Oh no, Kings West something. Detail Kings.
We gonna figure it out.
Right.
We gonna comment under here to let y'all know where it's at because
exactly.
If you want to be cleaning cars, we can point you in the right direction.
Right.
But that is not the answer. When somebody says no. Just take no.
And and that's what they don't understand. They don't get that no. They don't understand no. Like,
then people will be like, oh my God, he's out here for food. His mom is out getting high, and his mother's probably at work.
Right.
You know what I mean? I saw a child that should have been in school. I said, baby, why you not in school? Oh, I don't have school today.
Okay.
School was open today.
Exactly.
One little boy, I used to be a crossing guard, and one little boy that I used to cross was on that corner, on President Street. Mm-hmm. And I said, boy, what you doing out here? He's like, oh, hey, Miss Monica. And now you didn't answer me. What you doing out here?
Right.
I said, why don't you go get a real job? The fast food, they hire me. He's like, oh, no, I make more money out here. I wanted to say how much you make, because maybe I need to quit my job.
Maybe.
If they making that much money out there.
Maybe.
We need to experiment. And when we get the author on here, we're going to see if she's going to go with us. We're going to go out and squeeze you.
No, I don't want to squeeze. I want to panhandle. I saw one the other day. He got out of a BMW.
Oh.
Northern Parkway.
So you telling me he parked his BMW
and started panhandling. Yeah. That's a good one. I won't do my dreads. I will put dirty makeup on. Well, makeup is like I'm dirty. Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. I want to do the squeegee. I want to see. I don't want to do that one. I don't want to do that one.
He had a whole BMW.
Yeah, I'm sorry. See, that's why, you notice, and it's that time, it's warm, This is the time when I want to do the brown bag lunches again with the cold water and all that for the homeless. But I'm choosing to use a shelter, do this for a shelter because I don't know. Some things have me feeling some kind of way.
Right.
But let's stay on track with the children. Our thing is with the children. Okay? So what do you think, like, would help them to not want to be so destructive? Like, what else? I don't even know what to offer them because rec centers are open.
I can't.
McDonald's, Burger King, they too rowdy to go to Chick-fil-A because you have to be very polite to work there. Okay. I don't know what like.
I gotta come back with that one. Some solutions.
Well, I don't know. The rec centers are open, so if they want to blame it on the recs, blame it on the recs.
Do they do any more neighborhood games like tag and I'm not telling my age, freeze tag, hopscotch? Do they do anything?
You want these people?
Not
these children.
Not high schoolers, like elementary, middle. Do they?
The elementary, middle wasn't down there.
I'm trying to get them while they're young.
It was middle and high school down there.
I'm trying to get them while they're young, so they won't be down there.
I mean, I don't know. My daughter used to do it. We used to play hopscotch together. I just bought her some jacks. I bought her some jacks in the bowl.
I haven't played jacks in a long time.
I can't wait to play now. Somebody gonna have to help me off the floor, but I'm gonna play.
No, get the table, clean the table off.
No, that's not the way. Is that the way you played jacks when you were little?
No, I'm saying you can't get on the floor, so clean the table off.
I can't get on the floor. I just need help getting up.
Okay.
Come on, now. What you shaking your head for? Shoot, I'm being real. Keeping it real. The devil is a lie.
Today's topic will
Rick
be...
Ross said. So listen, you guys. On that note, because he didn't get to go to the rec centers. He was little. So, they had a height requirement. You didn't go there.
I didn't go to Hilton Frank.
You went there to vote, but you didn't go there to do anything else.
Yes, I did.
I don't believe you need more people. Listen.
I played checkers, I played chess, I played dodgeball.
When? What year was this?
What year? 87, 88,
You're a liar.
90.
He needed a height
Especially not
requirement.
90.
90, yeah.
You was out thotting at about 90.
No, not till 95.
No, you was thotting long before 95. Yes, I had a child in 93. So I know you were thotting long before that, sir.
First time I made childlike motions, it was 92.
What are you talking about?
Childlike
You was rubbing
motions.
pants in the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
Starting fires, exactly.
Little campfires.
Yes, all that. Well, we're going to have to hold off on doing what I was trying to do. So, listen. The only solution that I have for the people, I don't know, y'all just talk to y'all kids. See what they want to do.
Yeah.
See if you can assist them in doing something. I still try with my son, and he's 22. But I still be like, hey, so you want to do this or you want to do that? Do you know how to press the button? Okay.
That's a hurtful feeling.
Push the button. Push the goddamn button. I'm sorry. What's the hurtful feeling?
Because I be wanting to do stuff with them and they don't want to do it no more.
Girl, listen, that's what I'm saying. Okay.
They just like, no, mommy, like, so I'm getting ready to...
My 14-year-old, she almost hurt my feelings, y'all. We go to see Universal Soul Circus every year.
She don't want to go.
She was like, I don't know if I want to go. My school, we going to Six Flags on the 11th. I said, what that got to do with me? I'm not going.
Yes, that hurts.
I'm off that day. But I won't be there. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, my feelings hurt.
That hurts. That really hurts.
So we still do things. We go to the movies. You know how to push the button. We go to the movies. We go out to eat,
But,
me and my girls, we do things together. My sons, they're loners, they don't.
What's the Okay, I got a question while we waiting for the button to be pushed. What's a good thing to do for graduation? Like, I don't want to be like cookout. I want something
Well,
different.
my daughter is leaving 8th grade. She's having her cookouts. Okay, she's not going to college. Is he going to college? Mm-hmm. He's going away?
Not away, but he's going to college.
But is he going to stay on campus or no? Dang. Well, let me tell you what I did. I had a trunk party for my daughter, but she went away. Mm-hmm. So, it was people to bring anything that can go in the trunk.
Okay.
So that was cool. That's
cool,
different.
That's cute.
And see, he's a guy, so I don't know.
Right.
Girl, listen, we're going to have a lot of questions about the book. We're going to have a lot of questions about life.
Yes, girl.
So we're going to be asking our guests, okay?
A lot of questions.
Okay, what do you think should be done for a young man who's graduating? Hey,
how about you
you guys comment below. Give us some suggestions.
Yes, please. Well,
Girl, get him
I don't think he want a stripper. I can ask him.
I was going to say a party. She said get him She's talking about a stripper. That's what the strippers did.
I guess. I don't know.
Girl, I was talking about a party. I wasn't.
Well, his older brother. Older two brothers. I don't know.
Sick of her. This mean stripper. I love the stripper. No, it's not y'all gotta stay focused because she messing me up. If y'all have any suggestions besides giving that man some money in a card, he might not even want the cookout. Just ask him. Ask him what he want to do. Unless you asking like a suggestion for a gift.
No, suggestion, period.
Yeah, so if you want to,
this is my last one.
You want to turn up.
It's my last one. I gotta do something
I'm not
different.
turning up. I'm gonna get a helicopter, a plane, and all that for prom.
Right. I asked him, was that true? He said, yes, it was true. What? The helicopter in Mondona.
Oh, I know. That girl used to do my lashes. Hey, Tasha. Stop.
I was like, okay.
Yeah.
If you got the money.
So listen, you guys, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to get our guest out here. She got a whole bunch of questions. Listen, we're going to talk about her books. We're going to ask her some questions about the books, but we're going to ask her some questions about real life, them bad children. Should we just get our Gucci belts that they told us to get rid of and beat them? Or do we just, let the law handle it? Remember, wait a minute, real quick, what they say, who put it out? The S.W.A.P put out, remember they are, not all children are good. What did he say? I'm going to look that up. I'm going to have that together when we come back. He said something like that.
Don't fall into the trap. These are just kids. Some of these kids are criminals.
Right. Some of these kids are criminals. That was the part I wanted to focus on.
Wow.
Now, listen. Everybody got their panties in a bunch. They were bloomers and now they're thongs. Listen. It's the truth. It's the truth. Not all of them children are good. Some of them are criminals. Career criminals at that. Because the young man that stole my van had stolen 15 vehicles within 45 days.
Wow.
So,
wow.
And he was out on the street. Yeah. So can he be rehabilitated? Who knows?
Only there was a rec center. He would have been okay.
See, he has jokes.
Coming back.
Yeah.
With jokes.
Yeah, I'm not even going to do it because
You lied, baby.
I'm not playing with him. Okay, you guys. So listen, we'll be right back.
Banking should be easy and convenient. That's why I'm a Meet Credit Union member. They got a top-rated mobile app, and they get to use over 30,000 ATMs for free. That means I could access my money anywhere. Like here. Breathing. Or here. And always here at my local branch.
You can't be back here.
Right. If you live or work in the Baltimore area, check out Meet Credit Union and start getting more for your money. Welcome to better banking for all. I'm always looking for ways to get more for my money. That's why I do my banking with MeQ Credit Union. MeQ members get better rates, lower fees, and special perks that you don't get with the big banks. Yep, more for my money. And I earn up to 3% on my checking with no minimum balance. Just a few ways MeQ Credit Union gives me more. If you live or work in the Baltimore area, check out MeQ Credit Union and start getting more for your money. Welcome to better banking for all.
And we're back. Thank you for joining us.
She's so silly. She's so silly.
Look at our stuff all in the way.
Yes. It's okay, girl. You're running the show. Let's go.
Oh, okay.
You got this.
So should I introduce our guests?
Yes.
Yes.
I'm going to drink this vodka.
Drink the vodka. Is that watermelon? Again, thank you for tuning back in. We have our author, yes, Miss Jamise
Lyell.
Just Miss Jamise. So, can you give us a little snippet of yourself before we get into the book?
Well, I go by the name author Jamise Lyell, a.k.a. Miaze Miliani, which my other business is Miaze Miliani Photography. A little background about me. I used to be an artist manager. I have another company called Jam Easy Entertainment. I used to do shows. I do photography. I have an online business and just a all-around entrepreneur.
That's right, I hear you.
When you say humanity artist, I was thinking about
Don't
being
do
a
it.
rapper.
Oh, you want to be a rapper? I'm about to say don't do the
I can't
artist.
sing, but listen.
I'm about to say
It's
don't
clear I can't sing, but listen.
don't do the artist
Listen,
manager.
I think I can rap.
You can rap.
When we get off air, keywords.
So you looking
Oh,
for a
yeah.
manager?
Keywords when I get off air. You know, I'm going to give you a little 16.
Okay.
Little 16
I'm
more.
out of that business.
No, I'm telling you I can do it. Shoe fly. That's my phone.
So you gonna make us some money? You okay?
If they can
We'll
do
talk about it.
Little Sally Walker, if they could do all that, the nursery rhymes.
That's what I
Oh
said.
yeah, true.
I said-
true. Yeah, you could. Yeah.
Okay, you do yours. I'm gonna do Hickory Dickory Dock.
Let's go.
got
Yeah,
Wait a
go.
minute.
Oh, I can't do it right now.
If you
No, we can't
Hickory-
let the people know what we're going to do.
Hickory Dickory.
No, no.
Hickory
come on, you gotta show me something. You gotta be able to, like, on the spot.
on the spot. All right.
Oh
You
no,
ain't
no,
about to steal
no.
no idea.
Okay.
Let's hold on.
Okay. All
So
right.
you messing with your bread, see?
I just wanted a snippet.
A snippet. Okay. Hickory Dickory.
You sound like
Dot dot dot. The mouse ran up the clock clock.
You gonna get sued. You gotta
Yeah.
remix it. Like, what is that?
she trying to go a little bit of Nipsey
right.
Hussle flow in there.
I need a remix.
The remix. All right.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
I'm just trying to put it on y'all.
How you gonna do this? Okay. Tell us about God Kept Me.
You didn't read it. I'm just messing.
Okay. So listen, before you
just
tell us
messing
about
with you.
before you tell us about
You know
book.
why?
I know.
I'm trying to help you out.
No,
Before you
no,
tell us
not
about
that.
the book,
But go
right?
ahead.
Because you wear so many hats. Before we talk about, how did you find the time? One part, okay. What? No, let me back up because I'm trying to help you out. So listen, how did you make the decision of writing a book? And then how did you find the time with you wearing so many hats?
Well, I mean, I always wanted to be an author when I was younger. And my mother used to say, because I used to write like hooks to songs and stuff. That's how I got into the entertainment business.
Okay.
And write poetry. So she always used to say, you're going to be an author. You're going to write a book one day. And I'm like, whatever. That's, that's not what I'm going to do. But I was doing one of those multi-level marketing companies. Okay. And a lady that I was working with who was like a mentor to me, she wrote a book. And she lives in North Carolina. Her name is Debbie Foreman. And she wrote a book called Courage to Take the Shot. So I ordered the book, read the book. It's not long. I think it's actually shorter than my book. So
wow.
I was sitting there, skimming through her book. And then I have another friend who's an author, Leslie Parker, and she has a book, and I was actually the photographer for her book signing. So I had both of their books like side by side. I was just skimming through it one day, chilling, and I'm like, okay, let me knock these books out. And then after I finished reading them, I'm like, you know what? I think I could write a book.
Okay.
So I was like, can make this happen. I had my journal on the table, and I just started writing. And then it just started flowing, and I just kept on writing and kept on writing.
See, it's
And
easy.
then- yeah, it's
You
very
know,
easy.
Aren't you writing a book?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say it's easy. I'm just saying if it's in you,
Yeah,
you're
it's
gonna
gonna
be
come
able to
out.
do
right,
it.
Right.
you know, and we had that conversation. So,
mhm.
you know, yeah,
So,
you know. So it only took 4 days to write the book. This book only took 4 days. Because like you said, if it's in you,
it's going to come out.
once I started flowing and praying and talking to God, I was just like, okay, I did a little bit of research online while I was at work. And then I didn't write it in order. So like I was telling you, just write it, keep on writing, and then come back and
And
piece
put it
it
together.
together. Right. And before you know it, you probably already have a book.
I do. But
But you so busy trying to follow the structure of putting a book together.
it's
You
I found out that I'm writing 2 books at once.
right.
and
You
not-
got a
not-
lot of material.
It's not.
And you holding yourself back.
And I had to stop like 5 times
Right.
to start over again. So I'm starting over again. But
You're starting
Starting
over.
over.
Like,
because I had 2, I was writing 2 books.
But you can't look at what you have now and say, I'll take this and write about,
Right.
example, just abuse, physical abuse, or
The way I was
can-
writing it, it was 1 book, 2nd book, 1 book. It was together. So now I have to go back and take out 1 book, put 1 book here, put 1 book there, put 2 book here, put 2 book there. I was writing 2 books in one at the same time.
So you're not actually starting over. You just separating what needs to be separated.
Right. Starting over.
so you're going to do 2 books instead of 1 book. You can't combine that and put it all in 1 book.
It's 2 different books.
So how was you writing that? You had one thing on your mind and then you decided to write.
It was
You was just okay.
it was just coming out, and it wasn't coming out.
Okay,
Right.
I got you. Okay.
So, yeah.
I don't have her, but okay.
You don't get it.
No.
You get it.
So I mean, to a certain extent, like you had something on your mind, you was writing about that, and then did you kind of like shift over and start thinking about something else, and then you wrote that down, but you didn't separate the 2. You was just writing.
Just writing it.
Okay.
And then that I'm separating.
So how did you realize you had 2 books? Somebody told you that? Did you let them read it? Or
I was reading it to myself out loud. And I was like,
it's not making sense.
right.
Gotcha.
One book is about life, and the next book can be fictional.
Oh, okay.
So,
I don't know.
Gotcha. You had a lot on your mind when you was writing.
I wish this
feel
was
you.
vodka.
Okay.
you wish it was
I
vodka.
understand.
Because it could be like, of course it's going to be about my life. Like, I got to change the character names, but it's me.
Okay. So
And
it's
the other
real
one
life.
the other one can be like a romance novel, like, yeah, so that's gonna be book number 2. Number 1 gonna be number 2.
I got you.
You got it. Okay. So
That's
you okay, Miss Monica?
you confused.
I'm fine as long as you understand what you're doing. Because in my writing process, I already know what my title is.
Mm-hmm.
So I know what I'm writing about.
Right.
So sometimes you write, and then you come upon your title. But in the middle of what I'm writing, I had my title. So that's my focus.
That's your
right there.
focus.
So it's not a, so I'm not going to write about, if I'm writing about my broken relationships and how, I want to, I'm staying away from, I ban light-skinned people from my life.
Right.
I'm just joking. I'm just joking. But really, if that's what my book is about,
You better not.
that's,
See.
Oh, you writing a book too?
so this is the
I
first
mean,
time I said this out loud to, yes.
Yeah, I mean everybody has a book inside of them. I encourage
I have a
everybody
couple
to
and
write.
I'm good
If
amount, but
you
I
know.
want, my focus is this one. I don't want anything else.
I mean, I always tell people, write. You got Diamond got a book, don't you? Yeah. You know, so everybody has a book within inside of them. So
Yeah,
I tell people, and I'm like, what's in your book is not going to be in the next. Oh, so leave him out of it. Okay. So I mean, what's in your book is not going to be in the other person's book. So
Right.
you know, I tell people to write. You know, go for it. It'll change your life. It's a life changing experience.
It is.
to get it
And
out.
it'll change other people's lives too. So.
And it'll make you think. And when I say think, I mean think on some things you did
Right.
when you were younger. And think, not even, if it could have been a year ago, think on some things you did and learn from it.
Right.
If you didn't learn from it now, when you start writing,
You're going to
you're
learn.
like, oh my gosh.
Did I really do this?
Especially when you write the book. So first of all, you like this book. This is reality. This is transparency. God kept me. So this tells the story of my son and the death of my son and what happened that actual day that he passed away, like the whole story. And then it goes into my life after the situation, dealing with depression, anxiety, gambling, drinking, stuff that people probably would have never thought, like, no, she don't do that type of stuff. But you'd be surprised what a person goes through.
Right, trying to
But
grieving
cope.
process.
I tell you, the hardest part is, first of all, you have to sit down and write the book. Then you have to go back and proof the book. Then you have to get somebody else to go proof it and edit it. Then once you publish the book, you still have to go back and read it again to
But
make sure
that's
that
interesting.
it's, the way it's supposed to be.
sound, right.
So if that doesn't change you, then,
That's interesting that you said that, because I had an author on the show before, and she said she has never read her book.
And she probably couldn't, and I can understand that, because the story about my son is the first story in the book, but it's the last story that I wrote, because I never even thought about writing that. And somebody said, well, how are you going to tell your life after death if you're not going to tell them about the death? So I was like, oh, that makes sense. So I got to write this story. So that took me, a minute to think about and write. But once I got the book, and I got it back, I'm like, now I got to read this all over again and revisit this whole thing over again, because I got to make sure the publishing company printed it the way that it's supposed to be printed.
Right.
And then I have to make sure everything is how I submitted it to them.
Your
And
punctuation.
so I was like,
'Cause I read some people's books and be like,
well,
wait a minute.
that's a thing too, because when you send it to them, one way, and I think they kind of change stuff
Tweak it.
to make you pay more money. Like this book is a little off with some things, and I'm like, I know I didn't send it to you that way, but I'm not paying you anymore. It's good. It's whatever it is.
Right.
So,
To tweak
but
it.
to go back and have to read, I could understand if she didn't read her book, especially if it was something dealing with like a traumatic situation. So I can relate to that. It took me a minute.
But did you read it?
I read it. I can read it now. Like, it's no problem, because after putting it out and talking to other people and they telling me, oh, I've been through this, I've been through that, it kind of opened me up even more. It's like a relief now. I can just be transparent about everything. Sometimes people are like, you don't have to tell me that I'm just out there now. Like, I'm free. It feels better to just tell
I'm more
you.
transparent now
Yeah, so.
with doing the show. I'm a little more
Okay,
transparent.
and that's a good
Because
thing.
the whole situation with my son, I would keep it to myself.
So, right.
Nobody would ever know.
And I mean, and that was me. Like, I could be on Facebook, like I tell people, posting positive messages, because people was like, oh, you so strong, blah, blah, blah. And I get off of Facebook and I'm about to go have a drink and go to the casino 2 o'clock in the morning. Nobody knew that other side. But that was my way of coping. That was, I didn't see a therapist. I never went to therapy. So my way was talking to God and doing what just getting up, going gamble, win some money. And
I go to therapy.
So, and I'm not saying that I won't go to therapy, because somebody said you could still go.
Her water.
Your water? Okay. Well,
You can ready to put some
well,
vodka.
I can say Jesus can turn water to wine, so you good.
Right.
So
It is Sunday.
keep sipping.
It's the first Sunday. Can I get
It's first Sunday.
Keep sipping.
Can I get my?
So.
It's first Sunday.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
But no, I do tell people, it's whatever works for you. I didn't want to sit down and have to talk with somebody about what I was going through. That just wasn't me. Like, I didn't feel like it was going to do anything. Sitting on a sofa talking to somebody about what I went through. That's not the way that I wanted to release it.
Okay.
And so I was like, I'll talk to God. This walk is going to be between me and him. And that's how it turned out to be. And that's how this book came
That's
about.
why it flowed like that.
Right. And people were like, you didn't go to therapy? Like, you still don't want to go? And I mean, like, I've done some photography for a guy that does therapy and stuff, and we talked, And he told me about his problems, and I was like, well, you know, damn, I feel good. Like, so you know, we good. After the photo shoot was over, I was like, well, that was therapy enough right there. Because
Free
you was a
therapy,
little worse
right.
than I was.
You know, and
So,
that's what a lot of
you
people
know,
don't realize. Some people
yeah.
are worse off than you
You're
are.
right.
So, okay, if you don't mind
Okay.
sharing what happened
With my
with your
son.
son. If
I'm gonna just give a part of it because this book still haven't touched the masses like I want it to.
Okay.
So I want people to get the book and read it
Okay.
because
Gotcha.
it's stuff in there that can help other people. But I will say he passed away from a freak choking accident from eating a hot dog, and it got stuck in his throat. And as we know, hot dogs expand in water.
Mm-hmm.
So I found out they do the same thing inside of our bodies. So, you know, with the heat and his body heating up, you know, it just couldn't get it out.
Okay.
Wow.
See, and
So.
that's me and my 14-year-old, because she was like, I want to read. So I let her read the book. But I told her, see, why grandma be doing all of that with the hot dog? She used to get so mad she was peeling the skin off the
Okay.
hot dog. She didn't like that.
Right.
But now you know why. Oh, okay. All right. All right. No hot dog. But I had two. Got a drink. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But yeah, so, now she understands after she was saying, oh, that's why grandma. Yeah.
When she was younger? Okay. I mean, no, because for adults, too, they say you have to be careful. It can happen to adults as well. So, you know, it took me probably like 2 to 3 years after his death for me to actually go to a cookout and eat a hot dog. Because somebody could offer me a hot dog and I would just get so I would get yeah. If you do, I did research on it, and that's all a lot of people eat off the grill. So imagine going to a cookout and somebody not even just realizing, or they forgot, oh, her son passed, and they like, you want a hot dog? And I got real defensive, like,
Why
a
is you
hot
offering me
dog?
that?
Why are you offering me a hot dog? You know, I was at my family reunion. My cousin was like, you want a hot dog? And I got real defensive, like, a hot dog? Why are you offering me a hot dog?
Right.
And she was like, my bad, I'm sorry, you know, and they have to, you know, think about it. So, but then it got to a point, it got easier. It gets easier after a while. And then I finally one day gave in and ate a hot dog and was like,
Just
you know.
because to get over
Okay.
that.
Was it
Get over
good?
that hump.
Yeah, it was. It was,
I
it
just
was
wanted
off the
to-
grill. So, yeah, it was, I don't know. It
Just
was-
to get over that hump.
just
Listen,
to-
as long as you
yeah.
got over, I'm just trying to ask you.
Like, I try to do stuff to see how strong I really am. Like, when I get off of work, I'll ride past my old house where the incident happened at. Some people can't do that. I do it like almost every other day. You know,
Just to
so
feel.
just to see how strong I really, because people like, you so strong, and I'll be like, no, I'm not. So I was like, maybe
In
I
their
need to
eyes.
figure out and find out how strong I really am. So
Right.
I can now, I mean, I have a girlfriend who I call my sister that lives right up the street. So I got to go to her house, and sometimes I leave her house, I go that way, you know, off of Winans Road, and the
Just
house
to
is
go.
there, and I just look over, but you know, so
The first time did you cry?
it didn't.
I just can't. I'm still sitting here.
Yeah, you know, and that's why I'm like, maybe I am strong, because some things that I do, people I know wouldn't
Wouldn't
be able
normally
to
do.
do, wouldn't normally do. So now the one thing that I can't do now, and I was able to do it in the beginning, was I would go to his gravesite all the time. And I need to really go out there and check on his stone and everything, and I can't push myself
To
to
go
do
do
it
it.
for some reason. I'm like, I don't know why, but I can't. And it's been a while, and I need to get out there, but every time I be like, okay, I'm going to go, I can't.
You can't go.
Okay, so the best way I can say this is. No, I'm not even gonna bring it up. Okay, cool.
No, I mean,
No, because
let's talk
technically
about
this
it.
Would be, this is today is June 9th, technically. Okay, it's June 9th, right?
What's,
June
So-
9th recording.
So
oh,
that means that the anniversary.
yeah, because it was the 7th.
passed.
No,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
yes,
See?
yes,
See?
yeah, right. Yeah, oh,
Yeah.
So
yeah, so June 7th. But that doesn't bother me too much anymore either. Like, I can log into
No, I
Facebook
mean,
and
would you
go
for
out
that-
there.
for that reason? We can go with you
I could, yeah.
if you.
What
I mean,
cemetery?
Oh, jeez. I can't even think of the name of it
That's
now.
okay. It's all right.
It don't matter if you.
Off of
We
what
would-
is that? Old Court Road and King's Memorial Park. I have to know.
Mhm.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute. So, and I
King's
got so
Memorial.
many relatives out there. Lord.
And you want to block it out. So listen.
I mean, I don't live
Yeah,
far
you just
from
said
there,
you don't
but
want,
yeah.
we get
So,
it,
but
'cause you said you didn't want to go. But I'm just saying to you, if you needed that support to go, I'm sure you have support.
right.
I'm sure you do. However, I'm offering my support if you
Okay.
want to go out there.
All right, we can make that happen.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, and we can take some apple juice.
Okay.
I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. I don't like it. Where's the water? I don't know what this is. Okay, I'm sorry. Toya?
I'm about to be
I'm-
transparent.
I got you. I got
no,
you.
no, no, no,
No,
Listen, I'm about to be transparent. This is my trigger.
Oh.
So I'm trying.
Oh,
I'm trying.
I got you. I feel you. Okay.
So-
Take your time. Take your time. Take your time.
My son.
See, that's why this is what I said the book does. So I know. I understand.
So.
Go
Yeah.
ahead. Take your time.
Yeah, because this is your
Yeah, this-
rodeo.
And then she just gave it to me. So it's like I'm a deer in the headlights with a trigger.
Okay. All right, well, take your time.
So-
We can get through this. Let's see.
Anything else you want to discuss about the book? We want to move on to the next book.
This one is not really like a book of where I wrote like a whole lot of stories or anything. That's like poetry, positive affirmations. That's more of a book for people to write their story.
Okay.
So this one, after the death of my son, like I said, it goes into a story called Life After Death, which is about the gambling, the drinking, depression, anxiety, the dreams I was having, a whole lot of stuff. Like the loss that I had taken from just my son. My house went into foreclosure. My car was repossessed. Like I wasn't working, but God blessed me. So, I was able to come back from all of that. But it was like a domino effect. Everything was just, and they say sometimes you just got to hit rock bottom and lose everything
To
for
start
God
over.
to just lift you up and, take you to the next level. And that's actually what happened. So I put that in the book because I knew some people or know some people right now that's going through some of those things.
Right,
Bankruptcy, repossession, just everyday things that people go through in life and deal with, and credit issues, financial issues that they're afraid to talk about because they don't want to be judged by their peers or other people. So they get on social media and all these different platforms and make their life look like it's so perfect.
Well,
Right,
I'm going
right.
to Ellen and see if I can
And behind the scenes, these people.
Right.
Even myself, I would get on there. I wouldn't talk about the issues that I was going through. People would,
to me, that's.
But you got some people that put.
I mean, I don't think I would.
You wouldn't, but you got some people
would go on there and post like that
you.
type of
But
stuff,
I
like
see
my
people on my
negative
timeline that got books on their timeline because they just wake up and just want to post all their business.
I mean, my cousin do it all the time.
you
Don't
know,
you, Wendy, you do it all the time.
And I'm sitting
and I
there,
always say it.
but I'm like, by all means, do it because the stuff that they're writing is helping me write. Because I'm looking at their situation and I'm like, okay, a lot of people deal with this, a lot of people deal with that. I can now take those situations and put into my next book because my next book is called Suffering in Silence You Never Know. So when I write this book, it's not going to be just about what I suffered in silence about. It's about people around me.
See, when you said suffering, that just brought me back to when we had the mental health awareness event. Now, I'm not going to knock, well, I guess I may be knocking when I say this. When she said, we say suffering with, not everybody is living. Some people are definitely suffering.
Right.
So I don't know about just
Coping
changing
with.
the word because I understood her point. However, not everybody is actually living.
Oh, when she said living your blessed
right.
life.
So when you think about it, not everybody is living.
No, a lot of
Some
people
people are
aren't.
suffering.
A lot of people are
So
suffering.
it's like,
They living.
You got to use your words.
They living
wisely.
because God is waking them up every day, but they are
Right.
suffering in silence with all the stuff that they're holding in and going through in life.
So when
you know,
said that was like,
yeah.
that's
So,
my point.
It
So
brought
when she
back-
said it, of course I'm.
And then you have
respecting
some
her
people
opinion.
that feel they are living their blessed life. That's what they know. That's what they're living in is their blessed life. They don't want anything different. So that's is do you by all means do you, but we know.
Right,
People who are around you know. People know when I get quiet and I say I love the people that's around me that knows they can hear me when I'm quiet. Like if I'm quiet and I'm not saying anything and I want to stay to myself, I am an introvert. People won't believe it, but I am an introvert, but I get quiet. But I got people that will text me and be like, hey, you want to do this? I'll be like, no, I'm good. I got something else to do. They know I don't have anything else to do. And they be like, come on now, are you okay? And don't give me that regular
Yeah, I'm okay.
answer. Yes, I'm okay. I'm good. So, I mean, everybody goes through stuff.
Yeah, I just wanted to mention because when you said suffering, I'm like, but
I,
anyway,
I think she got caught up in the living. She had the shirt on, that she had got from me. So she got caught up in the whole living my blessed life and just took it to. But no, I mean,
I was just like,
we all suffer. Even she probably be going through some stuff. We all go through things. So,
and you can say you living
Right,
through it. You are
right,
living
you
through it, but
do
you
it.
also suffer.
As long as God wakes you up every morning, that's your opportunity to do what you got to
Do
do,
something.
Right.
and to try to elevate yourself, motivate yourself,
Right.
inspire yourself, other people, get inspiration from other people. So as long as he keeps waking you up, try your best to do what you have to do to get yourself up out of that situation.
And some days I think of live, stop existing. Because some people exist and not living.
Yeah, that goes back to the
Right,
suffering.
the
They're
suffering.
stuck in
Yeah,
that.
'cause they
They're
suffering.
stuck in that space. They're suffering, and
They
they
just
just don't.
existing, right.
And a lot of times they don't know how to get out of it. And they got the wrong people around them.
Yeah.
How about
You know,
to ask you
you're
about your
not
support
going to
system?
People energy. Just,
Yeah, you got to
know.
have the right spirits and energy around you. And that, I mean, that
And you know
that
what?
means if you have to get rid of some people that you don't want to get
Exactly.
rid of, you still have to let them go if you want to grow.
Go.
And I
Yeah.
found that out. I had a lot of people around me that, we were having a good time and we would hang out, but I wasn't growing because they was holding me back and I was holding myself back.
By being around with them.
Yeah.
So
You
Been
remember when you
stagnated.
came to the event, I was like, I'm just not feeling
right, the energy.
the
If you don't
energy
have
in
that
this room, I was
energy
like,
around you,
I cannot. And
and
that
that-
was the room when we first got there. I felt
Right.
like that man, his whole energy was annoying me. So I had to put on the gospel music to get me together.
Right.
It wasn't for nobody else in there. It was all for me.
Yep.
Because he was just like disrupting every listen.
yeah. So and
But
that's,
listen, you guys, real quick because we running out of time. Tell everybody how they can purchase the book. First of all, follow
well,
you, give your
it's-
following information.
The first book is God Kept Me. I don't know what camera I'm
They can
looking
see
at
it.
or
I
something,
see
but
it.
and then
It's-
it was God Kept Me, Encourage, Inspire, Empower. And then the second book is I Am, I Can, and I Will. So this is like a positive affirmations book, like I said, but you can write your own book inside of this book.
Right.
I left the
Oh, that's
pages
a good
blank
thought.
for
That's a
you
good
to,
thought. That's
do
good.
that. So
I
you
like
can
those.
go to my website, which is www.bgtzone.com, and that's bgtzone.com for Blessed, Grateful, Thankful. You can follow me on Instagram at author Jamise Lyell, and my other page is connected to that, so I don't have to worry about that. But on Facebook, I'm under Miaze Meliani, so that's Meazemillioni, and then it has my author Jamise Lyell, because Facebook won't let me change my name because they said I already tried to change it and I didn't.
Yeah,
So
they did that to me, and I just created
know.
another page. I
Yeah,
don't have the
so-
time for the people. Yeah, they're not gonna play with me.
Right.
However, you also just don't sell books. You have other items.
Oh no, I
as well.
sell. It started out with books, but when my son passed, I wanted to start like a positive kids clothing line to represent him, and it just didn't, come into fruition. So now I do have shirts for adults, positive shirts. I got to sneeze. Excuse me. I have positive shirts like Living My Blessed Life, God kept me, to go with the book. A whole lot of different shirts on the website, positive hats, and then in the near future, I'll be adding a whole lot of other merchandise.
Okay. I have some of that merchandise already.
Oh, yeah. So I appreciate you.
Okay, well, we thank you for coming on, sharing this story. Listen, y'all, go buy them books, okay? They're not $30.
Yes,
Go
yes.
buy.
Just go buy the book. Support me like y'all support these celebrities.
Right.
Support your people.
Okay, y'all. So look, make sure you guys tune in each and every Sunday at 6 p.m. Right?
What music you hear? I
The
wanna
music
hear.
that you should be saying is, but tune in each and every Sunday at 6 p.m. live at radioonfire.com/live. What else you want to say? Make sure y'all follow the radio show on Instagram, The S.W.A.P Radio Show. Facebook is S.W.A.P Radio. My personal page is Monica WLS and the number 2. You won't only get S.W.A.P Radio if you come over there. Somebody said, I thought this was... So if you only want to see S.W.A.P Radio, you like S.W.A.P Radio. But when you come to my page, you're going to get a little bit of everything. I'm just saying. Because, WLS stands for sports. So when I post something about sports, don't go off because women love sports too.
Okay,
Exactly.
You want to give your following, ma'am? Hello, wake up.
I'm woke. Latoya Johns Bay on Facebook and Bedroom Candy by Toya on Instagram. That's it.
So we're going to tell y'all how to survive your bedroom one day. Lack of a bedroom,
I
I
got a
guess.
question, though.
Oh, you have a question? Oh, she got a question. Okay, you guys. Oh, wow. How am I going to say that after that? Well, listen. It is what it is. As I always say, walk by faith, not by sight. Oh, my.